Hello everyone and welcome to the Chassis Variant Series, myself, Critical Rocket, and here we are with the only Supernova that you can build in MWO. There aren't many anyway, but this is the Supernova 4 that actually makes use of heavy laser technology. It comes equipped with four large pulse lasers, backed up by 2 heavy medium lasers, which reduces the range of the Supernova, which has traditionally been a mech that keeps opponents at quite a distance and sort of scratching them with its lasers and then walking away, though a majority of people tend to use Supernovas as LRM boats, which is always kind of weird for me. As you can see, firing all 4 large pulses is extremely hot. So yeah, it's not the fastest assault mech in the world, even at 90 ton, but it does make up for it by having an exceedingly high damage value. So heat is always an issue. Chain fire with the large pulses is recommended. I mean, I recommend that with the ER large version anyway, that comes with the Supernova 1. But yeah, there's not really much in the background here of this one, other than the usual. Clan wanted to make use of some of the heavy laser technology that had been developed in the late 3060s, and as such, it was used as a development testbed to see if there are any more viable uses for this weaponry on such a heavy mech. Obviously, the reduced range of the large pulses works well with the heavy mediums because you can bring all of them into play and do a significant amount of damage with this thing. Although, yes, chain fire will not get you the same rate of damage as you probably could from alpha striking, maybe as 2 at a time, which is probably more viable than how I've been using them. It is an effective all-energy mech. One of my favourites, really, of the clan lineup. It just looks different. It looks very, I don't know, slightly retro to me for some reason. Almost a kind of sci-fi 50s thing. I think it's the big grills on the front. Kind of remind me of, like, you know, these 50s hot rods type things. And yeah, it's always been one of those sort of interesting looking assault mechs. So there's not really much to say tactically with this thing. Usually, as I've been using it here, you roll forward because you don't have the speed, so you kind of try and stay in the middle of your team, always moving with them, and basically try and bring your firepower to bear on the nearest target that's being focused by friendlies, and that's pretty much it. And I kept this one in because it was literally the first drop I did with it. Damage was decent, the build is good, and although I have to say that the round is short, I wouldn't have just used this round on its own for a chassis variant. That's why this is going up with the Executioners as well, as this is the only Supernova and thus the only 90 tonner I can do. Can't do Blood Asp, there's no builds of the Blood Asp I can make, unfortunately, so that one's off the table. And yeah, the Warhawk and Marauder 2Cs are unavailable, so we jump straight to that. And Madcap Mark 2s as well, can't do any Madcap Mark 2s. Yep, it's thinned the herd quite significantly. So yeah, I was glad I could do a Supernova at least, get some other clan assault mechs in there, because it does narrow quite considerably, variant-wise, which is a bit of a pain. Yeah, I quite like it. You can build this obviously off the Supernova 1, just the default version, if you want something that does a bit more damage, that requires you to get a bit closer rather than staying at range and get eaten by piranhas. So yeah, it's quite good for that. There was a little bit of admin thing on the side. If you had applied to TAW from a little while back when I mentioned, I posted the link. I can post the link again for anyone who is interested in joining TAW. Please check your emails, because there will have been people who will have gone back to you about onboarding, as it's called. Basically, when you apply, you fill in like a little form online, and then you'll get contacted by someone from TAW who will basically do a boot camp to get you into the unit proper. But if you're interested in joining, just yeah, join up with the link I'll post below, and yeah, you can join us pretty laid back. You know, play mandatories every Sunday, a couple hours. And that's it, really. So like, you can jump on, play over games with TAW members throughout the week. Until then, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.